we're sending 32 gang members to an alternative school to get them off campus. And so I said, we're not going to do that anymore. And they said, what? Those are the rules of the district. And I said, but every time we send them, they come back worse. We didn't change their behavior. So I said, we're not going to send them. And they also told us, you never get rival gangs in the same room to talk. So what I did was call the 32 gang members together, and I talked to them, and I asked them what it would take to bring peace into their lives and into the life of the school. And they wouldn't talk to me at first. And then you remember 9/11, what happened at 9/11? And they didn't think that happened. They said, they finally talked to me, and they said they didn't trust the government, they didn't trust the school system, they didn't trust anybody in the school system. They didn't trust, the only people they trusted were their gang members. So I said, it really did happen. 9/11 really happened. And so I said, what if I took you to New York to show you where it happened so that you could see ground zero? And they didn't say anything for a while. And then finally one of them said, Miss, would you drive us? And I said, no, I'm an old woman and you're a bunch of thugs. I can't drive a bunch of thugs to New York. Because they had never been in a plane and they were afraid to get in a plane. So I took them out to the airport, and Continental Airlines let me take them through the plane so they could see what a plane was like. And they would say, Miss, would you sit by me? So I said, no, baby, because if one thug goes down, all thugs go down. I can't keep the plane from not crashing. But anyway, I didn't have any money to take 32 gangsters to New York. So I went down to HISD, and I said, in strategic partnerships where they would ask businesses to help schools. So I said, could you find some businesses to help me get 32 tickets to take these gangsters to New York? And they said, what? I would keep that very quiet. People are going to think you're crazy. And they said, no, they would not help me. And so I went to some of the businesses out here, and nobody would help me. And so we happened to be working with some consultants, Dr. Benekalik, Dr. Art Costa, and Marianne Libowitz. Marianne Libowitz happened to be the mother of Jon Stewart on Comedy Central. Have you ever seen that?
Yes.
Okay. They heard about what I was trying to do, and I started getting money from everywhere. And when I first came here, the teachers did not like me because they thought I was being called out of retirement to come here to fire them. And I wasn't, but I did. Because they didn't care about the kids. They didn't believe in the kids. And so they said they would watch us on television having gang fights in New York. And that I was rewarding the wrong behavior. I should reward the A students. Well, we had 9. And so I said we had enough money to take them with us. So we took 32 gang members plus those 9 National Honor Society students to New York. And we got there. I took them to a Broadway play, 42nd Street. Well, when we were going, the Hispanic said, Miss, is it going to be mariachi? And I said, no. And the African American said, will it be hip hop? And I said, no, it won't be that. But they loved it. And I took them to everything there.
What did you guys see?
We saw 42nd Street, and it was dancing. It was dancing. And they loved it. But they had agreed, signed a contract before we left. Even when I met with them, they signed a contract. There would be no fighting. And so I made them promise that if they had a fight, we weren't going to go. But they had no fights that year at all. And they gave us back the park. And so they kept their word. And now we still don't have gang fights, do we? No, we don't have them anymore. Because they don't let them come here and fight. So they helped me really to turn the school around because they stopped the fighting on the campus. And I didn't know it. If you think I knew what I was doing when I came out here, I didn't. I didn't have a clue what to do. But what I learned was if you show respect to people, you get respect back. And I think that's what happened. But it's been peaceful since then. And you saw the park, when I first came here, graffiti was everywhere. And, all over the park benches and everywhere. But, so that stopped all of that.